Joining us now, NBC News senior national correspondent Jay Gray, live this morning from Kerrville, Texas. Jay, what's the latest today?
Well, Mika, I think we need to have some perspective here. You know, we'd been told dozens were missing for days. The numbers were, and I'm quoting here from officials, a lot. I don't think anyone expected to hear the governor reveal that there are more than 160 missing just here in Kirk County alone, over 170 across the 6 counties affected by this flooding. It's been a gut punch for this community, which is already reeling, by the way. We're along the Guadalupe River. You can see some of the debris here. This is the kind of thing that these first response teams are going through now and trying to locate those missing. Some of the larger pieces of debris, like these huge trees that were just toppled and snapped, they're going through that. They're urging people, if you have something like this on your property, if you have damage to your home, don't clear it out. Let us come through and make sure that there's no one trapped underneath all of this, and make sure that there are not missing people somewhere there. We've had stories already of people who have been swept away for 15, even 20 miles. And so there's a huge area to cover. And that's the next step in all of this as they begin day 6 of the search and recovery here. Getting into some of those areas they've yet to get into, using some high-profile military vehicles to do just that. And I've talked to a couple of the response team members last night, one who said point blank, Mika, we're not surprised at this number. We've seen the devastation firsthand, and we're not surprised that over 160 are missing in Kirk County. I talked to one man from the Cajun Army who told me he thinks that number is going to climb.
So, Jay, I'm curious. I know hindsight's 2020, but for those living near the Guadalupe River, and we have camps and campers, and also people who are camping, and people who live there, are questions beginning to arise about the warning system that was not there for them? Because this is an area where, for camps, for children, they choose not to have cell phones. And for people who live near the river, often cell phone service is spotty at best.
Yeah, no, I think you make a great point, Mika, and absolutely there is concern about that. You know, there's been this back and forth for years with council members here, with the local government, about funding some warning sirens and getting a proper warning system in place. The state has at times said, we'll give you a percentage of what it will cost, but we're not going to pay for the whole thing. And so they've just passed. I mean, I think it's important to reference the city of Comfort, which is not far from here and dealt with the same type of flooding, lost no one, and they do have warning sirens there. We've heard from the governor, we've heard from the lieutenant governor. They do have a special session. They say that they are going to pay now. The state is going to pay for some type of warning system that includes sirens. They have what is about a $30 billion at last count rainy day fund, they called it. So they're going to pull that money from there and do that. But a lot of people here want to know, living in such peril, knowing that they are in Flash Flood Alley, as it's called, why hasn't this happened before? How did we get to this point?
NBC News senior national correspondent Jay Gray reporting live this morning from Kerrville, Texas, once again. Thank you very much.
And Jay brings up a great point. I mean, you have these rainy day funds for a reason, and when you have local governments unable to fund this, when you're in Flash Flood Alley, you need the state to step in. If the state can't afford to step in, then the federal government needs to step in to protect the people of Texas and to protect other people across the country. In this case, they just didn't do it. They were sitting on a fat rainy day fund, and unfortunately, the literal rains came, and a lot of people are dead now because they didn't have adequate warning systems in that they should have had in.
And some of that is expressed in the editorial board of the San Antonio Express News, which is out with a new piece entitled "Texas Officials Need to Stop Scapegoating the National Weather Service." It reads in part this: numerous meteorologists have said the National Weather Service, despite troubling and short-sighted federal cuts, did its job, noting that forecasts were as accurate as could be expected and that the warnings were timely. But one does not have to be a meteorologist or atmospheric science expert to understand that forecasts are estimates, general guides, really about the possibility of weather. No one should expect to-the-inch precision. Rather than shifting blame or nitpicking a forecast after a catastrophe that has killed 28 children, a more productive line of questioning is why so many people did not receive emergency alerts, or at least receive the alerts with enough time to act. Why did the so-called last mile of communication break down? As we grieve this catastrophe, we also refuse to consign it to inevitability. We yearn for the day when Texas is proactive in working to prevent tragedies rather than reactive in their aftermath. And the piece there came from the board of the San Antonio Express News.
And Jonathan Lemire, again, let's underline the fact that Texas had a massive rainy day fund, and we're not just talking about Texas here. We could talk about a lot of states that have moved over the past 20, 30 years to slash as much government as they could slash. We saw it actually on the federal level where, they were just slashing government services without really much of a second thought. That, of course, probably has nothing to do with this, but I'm just talking about a general attitude that on the federal, state, and local level, slashing all government. So the more government services you can slash, the better. Well, tell you what, that's not always the case. And, we always see these senators stand up and protest when you're trying to send FEMA assistance or emergency assistance to other states. But then when it's their state that's affected, they're first in line. We see people from states that aren't affected trying to make political light. Like, for instance, out of the hurricanes in North Carolina last year, trying to scapegoat FEMA, trying to make people in North Carolina not trust FEMA. And they do that for political purposes. But then when something like this happens, they're the first to run to the microphone and say, how dare people try to use this terrible tragedy to politicize, to bring politics into it. It's just a reality they have. I mean, there has to be an understanding with all members of Congress, especially members of Congress from states that don't want to spend money. You got to do the basics. You got to take care of your people. If you're in Texas, you got to take care of your people that are in flash flood alley. If you're in Northwest Florida, you got to make sure, and they do make sure. You got to make sure your people in Northwest Florida know when the hurricanes are coming, or know when the forest fires are coming in California. And right now, there's just not that understanding for a lot of local governments. They just either misuse the money or slash emergency responses, thinking, oh, this is going to make me look fiscally conservative. No, it's going to make you look responsible when little children are sleeping in cabins and they're not getting the emergency warnings that could have saved their life. And as Jay Gray just said, you go to Comfort, Texas, they had the emergency systems. They had the sirens. And they had nobody die in their communities.
Dramatic difference.
Yeah, no. The point of government is to keep its citizens safe, is to take whatever steps are necessary to do so. And we know, we've reported, the Times, I believe, had first that there are people in that area who turned down funding some of the emergency systems because they didn't want a tax increase. As you just noted, the state has been sitting on a rainy day fund that should have been used. And you're right, a disaster like this should not be politicized. But far too often, it has become so, where we have seen, we've seen this administration, the Trump administration, threaten to disband FEMA entirely, to put the onus on the states. We know in President Trump's first term, he threatened to withhold federal funds, places like California after forest fires because of political disagreements. This is something that should be above that. And we just, as we look at these photos and hear these terrible stories, I mean, the final number, the final death total is going to be unbearable. Hundreds more still missing as the state pledges to keep searching. As for the federal response, President Trump confirmed during a cabinet meeting yesterday that he will travel to Texas to visit that devastated area later this week. We also heard from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Let's take a look.
I'll be going down on Friday with First Lady, who would be taking a trip, and we don't want to get in anyone's way because that's what happens. The president goes and everyone's around focused on. I don't want anyone to focus on us, but it's possible they could have somebody saved still. There's a lot of areas. It's a big area, and probably unlikely at this point, but. There could be, they're thinking there could be the possibility, but what a tragic situation.
We as a federal government don't manage these disasters. The state does. We come in and support them, and that's exactly what we did here in this situation. We're cutting through the paperwork of the old FEMA, streamlining it much like your vision of how FEMA should operate, and it's been a much better response to help these families get through this terrible situation.
And as I just mentioned, this tragedy in Texas comes as the administration has been moving to cut disaster response and relief agencies, and as the president himself has previously talked about getting rid of FEMA. But in the immediate aftermath of the catastrophic Texas flooding, President Trump told reporters over the weekend that this isn't the right time to talk about scrapping the agency. When asked on Monday whether the president was reconsidering his plan to eliminate FEMA, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt told reporters that it was, quote, a policy discussion that will continue. So, Joe and Mika, this is something that the president right now is trying to push to the side. Where he's going on Friday. The federal government is pledging to step up. But he also has not backed down his previous thoughts that this should be something the federal government shouldn't be in the business of doing. It should be handed entirely to the states, and that alarms a number of people.
Well, and the states just aren't capable of it. No. States aren't capable of it. We've seen that time and time again. We saw it in Hurricane Katrina. The biggest mistake that George W. Bush made was thinking that the governors of Mississippi and Louisiana and the mayor of New Orleans were going to be able to take care of that hurricane. And they were just incapable. And so the federal government came in belatedly. There was so much suffering. There was so much devastation because they didn't get in there quickly enough. So, yeah, listen, there's some things the local government can't do, and then the state government has to get involved. There's some things the state government can't do, and that's when the federal government has to get involved. Most states, even a big state like Texas, a rich state like Texas, one of the richest states in America, they don't have the ability that the federal government has in times of emergencies and times of disasters. And so, however they decide they want to reorganize FEMA, they're not going to reorganize it on the backs of states, because if they do, they're going to see a lot more suffering.
It seems to me that it would bounce back politically as well, because it's not like they're not going to be natural disasters.
Well, of course.
There was